How do you learn faster? Using online materials. Maybe it's a course, maybe it's an ebook, maybe it's just a blog post or a normal video. In this video, I really want to give you guys some quick tips and techniques for how to get the most out of your online learning materials. Because I talk a lot about the thought patterns and the learning patterns that you can use to really learn quickly. But there are also some other things that you can incorporate into the structure of your learning so that you can learn much faster, so that you can increase the value that you can provide the marketplace, yourself, your family, and your community, so that you can create great wealth, so that you can achieve your goals and make a lasting impact on the world. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the actual structure of your learning. You wouldn't go into a war with no plan. You wouldn't build a car engine with no plan. You wouldn't go through most of your life without any plan at all. Now, why would you go through the learning process, your personal growth process, without any sort of plan in place? Now, of course, learning is nothing like going to war. It's nothing like building a car engine. I'm not really comparing these in any way, but the importance of planning, that is what I'm getting at. So how do you plan and structure your learning to make it more effective? First, write down your goals. Why are you learning? There's always a reason. Maybe you want to apply this skill into your business. Maybe you want to apply it at your job, your career, your profession, or just your education at school. So start with that. Now think about, what do you need to do to get to the point where you want to be? Create clear and concise steps that you can follow in the next month, the next year, the next week, or even the next hour. Figure out, what exactly do you need to learn? For instance, a lot of people just dive right in when they want to learn a new foreign language. But one of the reasons that a lot of people don't really find as much success as possible is because they don't structure the learning. And I'm more in specific talking about, self-education, using more online resources. There's a lot of resources you can use to learn foreign language. So if I want to learn German, for instance, I would think about, what do I need to learn, in what order, maybe what time frame. So I would start with the actual pronunciation of the characters. Or if it's using a different script, make sure that I have the script letters memorized. So I know the pronunciation. I start here. Now I want to just start with some really, really basic words. I would look at the most common words for whatever language it is. The thing with foreign language, just as a side note, I wouldn't recommend spending too much time on words. Then you want to move into phrases. And you want to structure your phrases as well. So what types of phrases do you want to learn? Maybe food, greetings, goodbyes, things such as that. Figure out exactly what you want to learn. Then you can move into more complex conversations where you start to figure out, how do I want to apply what I'm learning? Because as you're learning, especially in self-education online, the application is extremely important. A lot of people, they learn the stuff, they learn it, but they miss the most important part, which is the action that you take, which really solidifies the knowledge that you learn. So think about, what actions can I take as I keep learning all of these different things? And this will really accelerate very, very quickly what you're learning so that you can see as much success as possible. So I just want to tell you really quickly that, this structure, as I described it for a foreign language, it can be applied to any field out there at all. Maybe you want to get into entrepreneurship and building a business. So let me give you another example of how you might go about doing this. First, you could start with just some basic business vocabulary, so that when you're in conversations with other people in business, you have an understanding of what they're talking about. Because the actions you take, much of them are dependent on the words that you know. So I would start with just some of the vocabulary words. Then figure out, now what do I need to do? What do I need to learn? Maybe finances, legal structures, marketplace, copywriting, marketing, all these different things. You got to figure out, where do I want to go and what do I need to learn to get to that point? Now you can figure out what resources would be best to learn this stuff. You're just creating an overall plan of everything that you want to do. You want to create a roadmap and you want to follow it. That's how you'll see the most success with it. Then, as I talked about earlier, as with the foreign languages, you want to figure out, what actions do I want to take to apply this knowledge? Maybe for the business building case, you could figure out, I'm going to try building a business. Just a simple business so I can learn it and apply the steps that I'm learning and everything, put the knowledge in there. Another thing I could also recommend is, as you learn this stuff, periodically, just create a quick summary of everything you've learned so far. For instance, like in this video you're watching right now, one thing you could possibly do is create a quick 1-paragraph summary of everything I talked about and how it affects you. And the most important part, create a list of 10 ideas that come to your mind related to the knowledge you learned and what you want to do. So if I read a book, for instance, if I read Think and Grow Rich, and I'm trying to build a business, after spending maybe 30 minutes reading the book, I'll create a quick summary and write down 10 ideas for the material and how it relates to my business. And if you do that, you're going to create new thinking and learning habits where you're creating ideas consistently and you're figuring out how to implement that knowledge into your life. But one side note for the lists that you create, you got to make sure that you actually implement them. And I'll say that this has been one of the best habits that I've practiced so far. And I can guarantee you that if you practice it well, you will see similar results. And you'll see success faster and in less time than you ever imagined before. So I really hope this episode was very helpful for you guys. I want to keep providing you guys excellent content that helps you in your life and helps you achieve your goals and dreams. I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date with my latest content and so that I can provide you life-changing advice, techniques, and a mindset of growth where you're growing every single day and you realize that the world is full of opportunity. So thank you for watching my video today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.